there any other tips you want to give us high school seniors or high schoolers? I don't know, juniors, sophomores, freshmen.
Yeah, I wrote up a lot. No, okay. I broke it up into 4 basic chunks. I think that would be most helpful to me to know when I was in high school. So number 1 is that life is not only about college. And I know like it's just so easy for me to say that and so hard for you guys to hear that truly. But I think when I first got into Penn, like everybody just takes so much pride in their college. They like switch their Instagram bio, they post on Facebook. You get so much like attention from everyone. And it's so fun, of course, But then after my freshman year of college, I was like, dude, it's cool and all, but I don't really care. I was like, I took Penn off my bio on Instagram. Then I deleted Instagram because I was like, I don't want to be defined by college. I was like, you know what I want to be defined by? I'm like, I'm a Christian. I love God. Like that's more important to me. But yeah, like even in college though, like I did vlogs, and it was kind of to recap my journey. But it was also because I just saw so many vlogs on YouTube that kind of just like glamorized college, and also they glamorized like being productive and studying all day. I was like,
yeah.
Why do these people make videos of them studying for 8 hours? Like, how sad is that? So I wanted to show like the friendships, like failing and growing in college, like the dining halls. And that vlog channel is definitely one of my passion projects, because I just love being able to share with other people my life. And so, yeah, I think at the end of the day, yeah, your life is not about college. Like the purpose of life is, obviously for me, it's like to love God, love his people. And like when you live in that mindset, like you don't worry about the future because right now I can easily say, yeah, college is so much fun, dude. I'm about to live in a house with 7 people. Like that is so fun. But what about after? Like I'm gonna be 22 and there's still life after that. Our lives are not going to be stuck in this like loop of like academics and schooling our entire lives. So we have to think about who we are outside of that. But yeah, I think I totally got sucked into it because I got 2 really hard rejections, like during senior year, and of course among others, but like from the top colleges I wanted to go to. And it was because I just didn't trust God, that like he would put me where he needs me to go. So now like I recognize, yeah, Penn was the right fit for me. But beforehand I was just like, college, like that's all I'm focused on. But you asked me earlier, like, is it worth it? Like, could I have gotten the education anywhere else? Like, yes. And what happened if my parents weren't able to afford to send me to college? Like I would still have to live life, do something. So I think, yeah, instead of just like fixating so much on college, I wish I just kind of like, and I enjoyed high school, I wish I just kind of like focused on that, just trusted God and like knew like wherever you go, like your personality, your character will follow you and like you'll be fine. Okay, my second point is if you want to like be able to stand out in college applications in college, you should already be standing out right now in every like situation you're in. So have you ever been in like a group project or a team and you're like, wow, I want that person on my team because I know they're going to be helpful,
Yeah.
And I used to be like that. And I was like, dude, I need like this smart kid because I don't know how to do anything.
Yeah.
And of course, okay, it's not true for sports because I won't say, because obviously people are more talented in sports, but like in general classroom projects. And I began to reverse that mindset for myself in high school saying, no, whatever team that has me is lucky, like not in a prideful way, but in a way saying like, I know I can depend on my own strength to carry the team to success so that anybody who has me on their team, like will know that they can depend on me. And I think it's even things like, sometimes you have summer camps and you see those really good counselors and you're like, wow, those kids are so lucky to have them as your counselor. And sure, those kids are lucky, but why don't you make yourself a good counselor? So as a senior, I had like my baby freshmen, like my 10 freshmen I took care of. And I was like, dude, I'm gonna be the best leader ever. I like took them out to go eat all the time for lunch in my car. Like just be the person, that you see other people that you admire in other people and like make yourself the asset to the team so that you don't have to depend on other people to do it for you. But yeah, I think it's just like that strong self-identity and confidence in yourself as well as in God. And then you don't need to depend on others. And I like to call it presence, right? Like whatever room you walk in, like people should know you're there, not in a like, oh, like she's so loud, kind of way, but like in that you contribute to the environment in a positive way, whether it's asking questions, whether it's being kind to the people around you. Even in classrooms, I think like unless you've taught before, like people don't understand how hard it is to be a teacher. As a student, I could like close my eyes and sleep and not pay attention at all. But teachers have to like be talking constantly. It's so tiresome now that I'm tutoring right now. But to a teacher, like if you have a student who's genuinely interested, genuinely paying attention and showing that with their body language, like that means everything to them. And that teacher will know it when they write you a rec in the future. So I think it just goes to show, it's like have presence. And that doesn't mean you have to be loud. Like there's a beautiful sort of quiet confidence. But like, I think it's very dangerous to think, oh, just because I do all these things in high school, like it'll show on my college apps and then I'll get into college and be the same. Like, dude, college is a whole different ballgame. And if you're just worried about standing out there, like you will feel like a very small fish in a big pond.
Mm.
So yeah, does that make sense? I don't know. That's
Yeah.
kind of weird.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, because I feel like, yeah, because sometimes, yeah, when I feel, what do I want to say about this? Yeah, I feel like that makes sense to me because whenever I go to like, I don't know, other like summer camps when I was younger, I would be like, oh, I wish I can be like that counselor when I grow up or stuff like that. And then now that I have my own summer camp, I feel like I'm trying to be like those teachers or like the cool teacher that is like really nice to their students. And I don't know, like, so yeah, I think that's a good tip on, so that's a good tip for like high school and also college in the future. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, number 3, health matters. My question for you, Heidi, is how much do you sleep every night?
Oh, I'm like, okay, see, I'm like the top, I feel like 1% out of like all the teenagers I know because like people younger than me even sleep later than me. Like, because I go to bed like around, well, right now during the summertime, I've been going to bed around 10, but like usually during the school year, I go to bed around like 9. I don't know because I wake up so early for school, so like 6 a.m. So I get a solid 8, 9, 10 hours of sleep. Like I never get less than 8 hours of sleep on a school night. So I don't know. Health. I
That's
think
great. I'm
I
so
think
proud
my
of
health
you.
is pretty good. And then during the school year, I don't really exercise, but during the summer I exercise. So trying to stay fit. But yeah.
Okay, no, good. I'm so glad to hear that because I didn't sleep at all in high school. Basically, for me, every Sunday I was like, yes, I'm going to church. I can nap on the car for 20 minutes while my mom drives me to church. Like, it was so sad. Everywhere I was constantly sleep deprived, and I didn't understand what it felt like to be awake. And I was constantly napping. Like, people would find me like in our ASB den, like taking a nap on a piece of cardboard. Like, I was just so tired all the time. I had migraines. So when I got really stressed out, I would get a headache for 6 hours and just be knocked out. And I couldn't go to school, couldn't go to practice. Like, it was God's way of just knocking me out. I drank a lot of boba and I was like going to get diabetes basically, even though I was doing sports. Okay. So as you can see,
Yeah.
I was stressed out to the max. And it was simply because I didn't realize, hey, I need more than 6 hours of sleep. So my senior year, I started to sleep more and I was like, oh my gosh, I feel so great. Like, what a blessing it is to not feel tired with my eyes all
Yeah.
like exhausted, right?
Mhm.
So in college now, every day I sleep at 10:30 p.m. and get up at 6:30 a.m. And everybody thinks Lilian is crazy, but I'll go to the gym before class and like just to feel alive and awake like is such a blessing. And we don't realize what a blessing like health and like even life is until we don't have it
Mhm.
anymore. You know, so I think that's my thing for high schoolers. Like, take care of yourself. Like, yeah, enjoy the boba, but like sleep. Like, it's not cool to stay up all night.
Yeah.
I don't know why people. Okay, yeah, I really don't know why people do that. I guess people are like, "Oh, I'm night owls," but there have been studies showing like, no, people are not night owls. That's the energy your brain is supposed to use to rebuild itself. But
Yeah.
instead, you're using it to like stay up late. You
Mhm.
know.
Yeah.
So I think that's the thing. Yeah, especially as a nurse too. I'm just like, dude, we gotta take better care of ourselves, for the long run.
Yeah, I find that like me getting more sleep, I can be more present like in school. Like whenever I'm like super tired, like in ninth grade, I was like staying up a bit more because I was stressing out about my AP Gov class. And then I just was so sleepy during class and I couldn't really enjoy, I guess, the class discussions and everything. So I think, yeah, not being tired is super nice because then you can like enjoy high school kind of.
Dude, exactly. In high school, okay, I was that kid who fell asleep and people take pictures of me and post it on Facebook. Like, I was like known for that my sophomore year. And it wasn't intentional. Like, it's just, I just like nodded off, you know, and you feel your head get really heavy and you
Yeah.
just knock out. It was so embarrassing. But I don't do that in college anymore as often because I just sleep more in the first place.
Mm.
Yeah.
I've never
Okay.
fell asleep in a class before, so I feel proud about that. But yeah, go ahead.
See, some people don't. You just like my friends, like, I have too much pride to ever do that. I'm like, okay, I don't do it intentionally. My
Yeah.
brain, I think my body is awake, but my brain falls asleep. So that's why you just like knock out
Mm.
without even thinking. Yeah. Anyways, haha. Okay, last point. Your circumstances don't define you, but your character does. And I say this that in meaning like we're not robots, you know, like we're not meant to just do things and like go through life, even though right now life can just seem very clear cut for us. But we're meant to do the things that we love. And I think when I went to college, I realized like a lot of people did not like high school and they just were so eager to be done with it. And it's kind of funny because I was like, dude, I loved high school, like student government, like being with my friends, like it was such a blast, you know, having my driver's license. And I think in quarantine right now, it's really easy for me to fall into this mindset of when this happens, I'll be happy. And what I was telling myself, you know, ironically was when we can go back to Penn, I'll be happy. And we got the email today, and sure, I'm happy, but I still got the rest of the summer to figure out, things to do. And so I guess the thing is like, no, like choose to be happy now, choose to live now instead of just waiting for your circumstances to change for you to respond in a certain way. And I know it can be hard in high school, especially. It's like, as long as I'm living under my parents' roof and they're pressuring me to get into college, like I'm not going to be happy. I'm going to be stressed out and miserable. It's like, sure, you can think that way, but you can also think otherwise as well. And my words for 2020, 2 words. So one was live, the other one was hustle. And then quarantine hit in March, and I can't really live or hustle, but I still can in other ways, So I think this like quarantine time, like it was just so telling. Like, yeah, like God can change our lives in an instant. Like we never know what might happen. But the way we respond, right? Like that's our character that stays with us wherever we go. So that's when I realized, like at the end of the day, like we can talk about college all we want, but it's our mindset. It's how we respond to it, how we think about it, how we'll respond to failure in the future. And that character is like what you trust in yourself, like in your future job, when you're with your family in the future. So I do think like the most valuable thing you can do with your time is spend time developing your character and praying about it. And like that's what you'll end up taking with you into every season of life. And you can trust in that because that's who you are. It's not like your college and where you're at or your high school and where you're at. So yeah, I guess at the end of the day, it's just who you are as a person, beyond what you do. Yeah. Oh, okay. Another really good quote. Something I learned from retreat a few years back. It was like, when you wake up every morning, you shouldn't think, what do I have to do? But rather, who do I have to be? And I think when you think about it like that, then life just looks very differently.
Wow,
So, yeah.
That's such a good quote that you remembered. Wait, which year was it from? I probably wasn't there, but.
Oh, no. It was from my college retreat in February.
Oh, college retreat. Oh, yeah. Nice. Okay. Well, yeah. I think you shared a lot of good advice today, and I just let you. No. It was good. I think they want to hear you talk more than I talk because I can't say much about college, but I think a lot of my friends will find this super helpful to hear what you just said about they're having the right mindset about college and helping debunk hopefully some myths about going to an Ivy League, and so I think. I don't have any more questions and I think you've already said all your tips. But yeah, I think that's all for today. Thank you, Lilian.
Thank you.